What's going on over there, bro? I've been on the phone for like the last 2 hours, literally. You know, see what's going on. Make sure my internet is good. I am Tony Ade. Okay, nice one, bro. Yeah. What's going on, Tony? Give me a sec. This, yeah, absolutely. Oh, I got that. So yeah, you can send me a request. You can send me a request once you're ready. Okay, perfect. I got Tony over here. Pink comments. Let's-
Big boss.
Hey, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. How's it going?
Dope is with us. Nice one, mama. Thanks for joining. I'm good, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad we're finally making this happen. Shout out
Yes, sir.
to Prince in
Yes,
the
sir.
building. Also,
Yes, sir.
Seraphic Alpha. Yeah, man. What's going on, brother?
I'm good, man. You know, we're just trying to survive with this
You
this whole Corona stuff going on.
you're looking like money. You're looking like money over there, man.
You know, you gotta be ready all the time. You know?
That's cool. So where are you? Are you in the MD or are you in New York side?
No, right now I'm in the DMV right now.
In DMV. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. That's what's up, man. So yeah,
So,
perfect. I'm glad, at least let's make this happen, and see what's happening. So
yes, sir.
I'll have a little format. So I think we should just go right into it. If you can give us a little bit of a background about yourself, like
Okay.
in terms of did you grow up in Nigeria or you grew up over here?
Okay.
And before we get into the whole music and events, etc.
Right.
Right?
So I was born and raised in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, okay.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. So Nigeria, funny enough, I've only been to Nigeria twice in my whole life.
Okay.
Yeah, the first time was in 2016, and then recently, this past last November, I was there until from November to this January,
The genre, okay.
right before Corona started.
Oh, yeah, yeah. When was it that you were there that you went to the shrine and stuff like that? I think I was looking at some videos like you did some.
Okay, yeah, yeah. When I went to Flavour, that wasn't the first time I went,
That was the
2016.
first time you went? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But this past time, I was actually on at Freedom Park.
At Freedom Park.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I actually
All right.
performed at
Okay.
Freedom Park. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Yeah. You know what? Like, let me say, should I say Tony or should I call you Ade? I don't want to offend you.
Either one, bro. Either one.
Okay, cool. What do your friends call you?
Tony.
Tony. I'll just call you Tony, like Tony Montana. Like you know. But this is it's a beautiful story because like you said, like being born and raised in Brooklyn,
Right.
And then to be so deeply rooted in the African roots, in the culture also.
Right.
It just shows you how important everything that we do is, and to be able to carry on and passing on that legacy. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And it's like, it doesn't matter like where we're born, where we're raised,
Right.
how we speak, how we sound, whether you have the accent or you don't or whatever. It's
Right.
that the state of mind is in your heart. You know what I mean? Just like the melanin that is all over your body.
Right.
It's the same thing. And I always appreciate folks like yourself. Like, like Prince would tell you, some of the people that come to these parties now, they've never even been to Africa.
Mm.
But they come and turn up. They know every word to this music, and
The music, right?
it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. Cool. So like you have like other siblings. I've met your mom, by the way.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I know.
Yeah,
She's also on the Nigerian. Yeah, she's also on the Nigerian Parade
yeah,
committee.
great. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
It's amazing because I was seeing the video you did. I'm like, I know mommy now. Like,
yeah.
kind of funny, right? It's
Right, right.
crazy, yeah. You know. So you have like other siblings and stuff?
Yeah. So for my mom's side, I'm the oldest. So I have a sister and a brother after me. And then
Okay.
on my dad's side,
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be the youngest, but you know, who knows? You know how that goes. Because actually, a lot of people don't know, but my dad is actually Jamaican. So I'm actually
Oh, okay.
half Jamaican. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have Jamaican, I have Nigerian.
Right. Pretty much.
So
Yeah.
what do you see? Do you see yourself more as mixed, or do you see yourself more as African, or as
I'm a Niger boy.
Niger?
I'm a Niger boy to the core, man.
Oh man, yeah, that's crazy. Man. All right, cool. So the what did you do then, like in terms of education and stuff?
Right.
I know how that can be from an African household, from a Caribbean household.
Right.
Very, very important, right?
Right, for sure.
So what did you do? What did you get up to?
Yeah, so pretty much.
Papa's a rolling stone, man. You know, the father is everybody's father. Mother, but father is for everybody, man.
Yeah, so in school, I actually studied. So I did a little bit of a few things. I did psychology.
Okay.
I also did business, and then when I moved out here to Maryland, I did 2 years in music. So yeah, because all my life, you know, I've played music by ear. You know, it was definitely, you know, I would say it's definitely a gift. You know, because playing by ear is not something you just learn. You know, you can learn it, but definitely, you know, more musicians that play by ear is more of a gift. So all my life, I played.
Hard for you to now go and study the music? Was that harder for you then?
It was challenging because it's almost like starting from scratch. You know, like I can remember being in school, you know, when I was doing music, and you know, the teachers were like, yeah, you know, so do, re. I'm like, are you serious? Like, it would be so frustrating because it's like, you know, kindergarten stuff. But I'm happy I did that because it gives me the edge, because now I play by ear, but then I also know the theory of music. So like I can actually read music, you know, it actually enhanced my gift of playing by ear, going to school, you know, knowing the theoretic aspect of music. So yeah, so that's pretty much what I did while I was in school.
All right, cool. So when did everything started for you in terms of music then? Was your parents into music? Like those influence, where is that from?
So I would say the influence, I would say the start of my music journey was definitely in church. You know, I was born and raised in CAC, you know, Balaitora in New York.
With the white garment, right?
No, not even white garment, CAC.
CAC.
Yeah, Baba Biera.
Okay, that's Careful and Seraphic that wear the
white garment, yeah. Careful and Sela, they wear white garment.
White garment. Okay.
CAC, you know, it's regular, you know, clothes.
Yeah, under.
Right. So I started playing drums. That was my first instrument, and then I was about like 4 years old. And thanks to God, you know, for that gift, but also big thanks to Mr. Lewis Clark. You know, he was an African American man in the church then. You know, he passed away now, but so he was the one that pretty much saw the talent in me, because from little, you know, like most kids in church, you know, when church is over, they run to the drums or run to the instruments. So that's what I used to do. So I guess, you know, the man must have saw that, no, this kid, there's something special about this kid. So he specifically took me to the side and was just training me, taught me all the fundamentals in playing drums. You know, then the adults, the African, they'd be like, get away from the drums, get away. He'll be like, no, leave that boy alone. Let him play those drums. You know, so I can never forget that man, because if not for that man, who knows, I probably wouldn't be playing music, you know. Because then after playing drums, when I was about 4 years old, I started playing drums. Then when I was about 11, 12, I grew an interest for piano. And the same person again, he saw me on the piano. He was like, man, he just started teaching me the fundamentals on piano. So, you know, those two beginnings is what, you know, gave birth to everything else. Because then from there, I started playing the bass guitar, which every other instrument from there, I learned on my own.
Yeah.
You know, the bass guitar, the talking drum, you know, all this African percussions, you know, the into singing, all of that was just from growing up in church. Growing up in church.
So that's crazy. All just the influence, like from church and stuff. But I feel like clearly there was something in you, because that's raw talent. You know, like everybody, so many people go to church, but not everybody get that at costume, pick up instrument and start playing.
Right.
You know, something that was already in you, like some natural talent from Eledumare. You know,
Right. Definitely, bro.
was definitely in you and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
What about your mom? When did she find out like that you were into the music, playing the different instruments and stuff?
So she actually, she and my grandmother as well. My grandmother, may her soul rest in peace. My mom's mother.
Yeah.
She also, she also saw the talent in me from when I was young. And so she used to also, be partnership with Mr. Clark and be like, no, leave my son alone. Let him play, And then my mom was actually in the choir. She was always in the choir. So think about it. Every time so then, bro, we used to go to church Sundays, regular church service. Mondays was Bible study.
Oh,
Wednesday was praise and worship.
right.
Thursday, prayer warrior. Friday, night vigil. Saturday, choir practice, bro. 6 days a week. I kid you not. For like, bro, almost like 10, 15 years we did that, bro.
Go to church now?
Yeah, I still go to church now.
You run from church after all of that.
Yeah, I know. It's hard, but
yeah, like.
But now, I mean, most of the times, it's Sundays, sometimes in the middle of the week, depending on what's going on. But
yes,
yeah. So like I said, so my mom was in the choir from young. So I think that also helped me being around the choir, being around music. I just the interest was just always there. Like you said, it was just a gift. So being in that environment gave that push for that gift to come out. Because who knows, if I wasn't in that environment, I probably wouldn't, be playing music now.
Is that staying not like a full-time job?
No, seriously, bro. Like literally, only Tuesdays was the day we didn't go to church every week. And we did that faithfully, bro. Faithfully for like long time. But I thank God, though. I thank God.
Nice. So like playing different music, etc., like instrument. What was it that you felt you were more interested in a particular instrument, or was it like the love was the same for the different instrument? Shout out to Orbit.
Orbit Entertainment. But would I say there was I mean, I don't know. Honestly, me as a person, naturally, I'm a very like curious kind of person. So, which is why it actually played a role in why I play so much instruments. Yes, I have the love of music for sure. Obviously, the time, the passion is there, but then that curiosity is always there. Like, okay, I could play drums. That piano looks good. I want to play that too. That bass guitar looks good. I want to play that too. That talking drum looks good. I want to play. So that curiosity was always there too. That I just want to be able to just play. Like, so would I say my favorite instrument? That's a tough one. But right now, currently, based on what I'm doing with my career, I would say it will be the talking drum. And reason being is that because, even though I'm born and raised here in America,
yes,
I try to do my best to make sure that my music always has that African influence in my sound. Even though I'm born here, I could easily just say, okay, let me do R&B or let me do, hip hop or whatever. But even if I do touch those sides, I have that talking drum must be there. Omele must be there. Something must be there that you will know that, okay, this guy has some African roots, Yeah,
let me say this. So like being that the experience getting into music originated from church, right?
Right.
And for example, like the talking drum, for example, right? There's a deeper rooted African involved with the talking drums, right? Like I was watching something.
Say that again. A deeper rooted African what?
Like the African tradition is so
okay, yeah.
Like the kings involved with the talking drums. I was watching the documentary recently about the talking drums festival in Abeokuta.
Okay.
They do, and the king was talking about they use the drums to wake them up, to warn them if they want to eat and things like that, right? Was it element of the tradition in this African instrument that you play? Where did that come from? Or is that something that you had to go out of your way and learn, or are you still learning that in terms of the roots of these instruments outside of the church?
Outside of the church.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah, connection was a little low. Yeah, I would say, now you say where is the?
No, I had the call coming in. That's why. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say, so just if you could reword your question and make sure I understand it right.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that in terms of these instruments, right? Like the talking drum, for example, is deeply rooted. Is very cultural.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Tradition. The kings and the queens from days before slavery, you know what I mean? They were using instruments and things like that to communicate during wartime.
Yep. For sure. Yep.
Yep. Where is the element of that culture for you personally to be involved in? Or is that something that you're still learning? Because I feel like the church, that is something that the church doesn't really have. You know, that of, you know, that part of the culture. They won't, I don't think like the church really have that, because it's a religion, right?
For sure.
The talking drum, the kings in Abeokuta and all those things, is more of spirituality and connecting different gods that they worship, right? But now you learn the drum, you're playing the drum. But I'm trying to find out from your perspective, that cultural aspect. Is that something that you're willing to get, like, to learn more about also, or you're just sticking more to your roots from the church?
Right. Okay. So first of all, I'll start off by saying that according to the culture, you know, in the background of playing talking drum, usually the tradition is that you have to be an Omo Ayo to play talking drum. Omo Ayo, yeah, you know, which is the talking drummers, you know, like the fathers, the grandfathers.
Bello. Go.
Yeah. You know, so like that's the traditional. You have to come from an Ayo family. But for me, obviously, you know, my dad is far from Ayo family. You know, he's Jamaican. So, you know, so for me, first of all, I developed the love for the drum, you know, because it's just an amazing instrument. It could be for the fact that it's so small and it has so much tones and so much, you know, melodies that can come out of that one drum. You know, it's not like a keyboard that you can press buttons, or a guitar that you can, you know, strum a string. You know, that drum, like, is just so unique, you know. So the love, I grew the love for the drum, you know, growing up in church, like I said. But then getting older and, you know, being to the stage that I am now in my life, yes, like I've actually started to learn about the roots of that drum, learn about the roots of the actual Yoruba tradition, you know, because at the end of the day, you know, you can't really fulfill, you know, a substantial level of saying that you're playing that drum if you don't really know where it's coming from. You don't know why it was made, you know what goes behind that drum. That's why a lot of times I see, you know, a lot of the young ones, and I'm telling them, look, this drum is not just a drum that you're playing. Like, these things actually, like, people get surprised when they say, oh, you know, we in church and we're playing this alujo, we're playing this thing, and people are going crazy. That's because, bro, that drum has spirits.
Yeah,
you know?
talking is the only instrument that speaks
as a human.
And talking drum.
Exactly. You know, so it really does evoke spirits, you know, like it has a lot of spiritual, you know, connections to that drum. Right.
Yeah, that's because, I mean, I watched that with my brother, and he shared it with me, and I was like, wow, it was emotional for me. It was deep. And I'm not an instrument person, but just watching it, and we're talking about how the drum is not just music, how it's just for them, waking them up, warning them. If they battle, eat poison, the talking drum will say, oh, back that thing. You know, that kind of stuff is so spiritual. That's what I was just saying. Yeah, like, how do you balance that when you, like, you know, learning it from church and stuff? Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting to know. Yeah, that's it. You know, and I to talk about that, because I went through the EP and things like that, and like, I want us to talk about that. Okay, cool. So like, so let's talk about the very first time you went back. You went to Nigeria. Let's talk about that experience. Let's talk about why did you even go at that point, and what were some of the things you did?
Okay.
Yeah.
So pretty much I went to Nigeria because, you know, obviously, like I said before, you know, even when people ask me, okay, where you from? I tend to always say, okay, I'm a Niger boy, you
Yes.
know, but, and I've always wanted to go from I was young, but you know, my mom, she didn't really have much of how could I say, like a strong connection with the people back home. So she was
Mm-hmm.
always afraid for us to go without her, you know.
Yes.
So, and unfortunately, you know, it took a while before she can get her documentations and papers and all that kind of stuff. So we never
Yeah.
really had the chance to go growing up. So, you know, so it just came out of nowhere. You know, me and my younger brother, we both went together. And I was like, yo, let's go to that job, man. Let's make that trip. You know, we planned it, you know, we bought our tickets and we went. So pretty much we went, you know, just to visit, get a taste of how back home is, you know, like we always used to hear stories and see, you know, okay,
Oh.
this is how it is. But we wanted to get our own personal experience, you know, so we
Mm-hmm.
took that trip out there. And when I went, you know, it was pretty much I would say it was a great experience. Like we went for like 3.5 weeks. And I won't lie to you, bro, I didn't even want to come back home. I didn't want to come back to America. I'm telling you, I did not want to come back home because
Back to America, right?
say that again?
I said you were at home. You didn't want to come back to America.
Come back, right? You know, because you know it's a different life out there. It's a different life. Yes,
Yeah.
granted, you know, we have a lot of government issues and you know a lot of things that go on. But if you take that and put that aside, man, it's life out there. It's life out there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
All
yeah,
right.
you know,
Cool.
so that was pretty much it.
So you've been and then so when I met you, right, Tony, right, when we met, I met you as a band director, somebody that works with the band, etc. Not as a musician, right?
Right.
So eventually when I found out, I was like, oh wow, okay. So I didn't know that. You know, you make music too. So let's talk about the transition, if there was,
Okay.
or always like write and do music too that I didn't know outside of the band.
Right.
That happened? How did you go from like being an instrumentalist to now
Right. Being an
recording art?
artist.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would say it actually all worked hand in hand, you know, because being a musician, being an artist, it still revolves around, you know, music, you know. So funny enough, even before I actually became an artist, I was always writing songs, you know, especially once again, growing up in church. You know, a lot of times I would be the one to write like our special numbers that the choir would sing for Sunday, you know. So
Yes.
like so that artistry, you know, artistic traits was always there. But I don't know, I guess it was more of a, you know what, okay, it's time for me to come out as an artist now. You know, so that transition was just a smooth transition because I was always already there with the music and, you know,
Yeah.
songwriting and even producing. I was producing when I didn't even know I was producing. You know, like like I said, we would write the songs and I would actually like say, okay, this is how the intro has to go for the, you know, for the song. This is how the
Yeah.
drum beat should go. You know, this is what the bass line should be. I was always doing all of that, not knowing that that was actually production. That was actually that's producing right there. You know,
Hmm.
so I would say it was a smooth transition, you know, just already being around the music, being around, you know, the instruments and just coming out as an artist, you know, it was almost like nature, like just, it was just natural.
Mm-hmm. And how did you get into just working with different artists and stuff like that? Like, you know, did you set up your business, registry, start working with
Right.
just like promoters in the communities, artists that will come to America, etc. How did that for you? Let me finish.
Okay. So pretty much back in 2010, I started and registered my business, which is GT Productions. So that's why, like, you know, I always make sure I let people know the difference between the two because, you know, there's GT
Okay.
Productions, then there's Tony Ade. You know, so
Yeah.
the GT Productions is the business aspect. You know, that's where, you know, we have, you know, music production going on. We have live band, you know, production going on. You know, we have you know, we have a whole bunch of entertainment and music in the whole department going, different departments going on, and then obviously we have Tony Ade, which is the artist. So in answer to your question, pretty much we started a branch of like live brand production in 2016. And it started off simply from Instagram, in the sense that I realized that Olamide, because that was the first artist that we performed for Bado. So yeah, so and that was his concert in Atlanta. That was his first time coming to Atlanta. So I just happened. It's funny because it was more like a divine connection in the sense that I was already planning to go to ATL for another gig that same weekend. So it was a 2-day gig, a gig on that Friday and a gig on that Saturday. So honestly, I can't remember how, but I just happened to stumble across Olu Ricky's page. And I saw that he was bringing Olamide. So I'm like, yo, and I hit him up on DM. I said, bro, you know, my name is Tony Ade and this is what I do. You know, I can set up a live band for Olamide. Does he have a band? And the guy was like, no, there's no band. You know, let me know what you guys. And, you know, we just started talking and blah, 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 blah. And that's how, like, that first gig started. So I would actually, I won't lie to you, it wasn't even something planned. I didn't even know that before then. I wouldn't even know that that's what another branch that we would have started with GT, you know. But when we did the Olamide show, you know, it was successful. It was a great show, you know. It was a great come out, you know. Olamide, he even felt the band, like, you know, like it was great. So from then I'm like, okay, you know what? I've noticed that a lot of the Afrobeats artists, they come from, you know, Nigeria, from Africa, and I guess because of financial aspects, they don't bring a band. So, you know, that's how we started that. Okay, you know what? Anytime they come, you know, we just pretty much, we have to be on all over Instagram and make sure, okay, we see an artist coming, we're just sending them a message. Okay, I see you bring it. Right.
Yeah, market.
Right.
Yeah.
So
and I think
that
because obviously it's expensive. You want to bring like 10 people from to the state, whatever the case is. Okay, cool. Right. And asking, which artists have you worked with in terms of production?
Live band. So we was able to do the live band for Olamide. That was our first. Then we did Adekunle Gold. Okay. Then we did who else we did? Then we did One Africa, 2017. Okay. You know, New York.
Shout out to Duke. Also.
Yeah.
Have you
Duke in the building?
Have you worked with Duke on any production?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay, so Duke, man, you need to make when you're doing the next show, you know. Oh man, we're on this live right now. Yeah.
I mean, you know. So then we also Obed, thank you, Obed, for reminding me. And we also did Davido too as well. That same 2017. No, 2000 was it 17? Yeah, 2000. I think it was 17. We did it, or was it 16? One of the two, Sha. We did Davido too. We did Flavour, Two-Face. Who else? We did Ali.
What are the top artists? Like literally.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. That's dope. So like now, GT Productions, Tony Ade, how do you merge the two now? You know, what is the synergy? How do you create synergy between the two?
Okay, thanks, Bello. Yeah, Olamide too. Yeah, you see, we did so much. I can't even remember everybody. Yeah, Olamide too. But so pretty much the two, I would say, the junction of the two is working together now is Indo as well. Sorry, we also did Indo. Yeah, you know. So I would say the two works hand in hand in the sense that now that I've launched my career as an artist, Tony Ade the artist. So GT is by default my label.
Okay.
You know? Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, how could I even forget the ultimate Janet Jackson? Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you, do you drink?
I mean, okay, occasionally.
Jackson gig. Like, that's a big, you know.
I know. Yeah. So then that was another great one too, but we'll get to that too. But yeah, so like I said, so pretty much the bridge between GT and Tony Ade now is being that Tony Ade now is you know, out as an artist. So by default, GT is my label. GT is my management team. You know, because obviously, you know, that's where the two will come together.
Working with that are working in terms of like management, that are helping, so that you're doing everything by yourself.
For the most part, you know, I would say I'm definitely doing everything by myself. But then I also have, you know, I have my mentors like Orbit, you know, Orbit Entertainment. That's one of my biggest mentors. You know, I have him. I have a few people that, you know, we come hand in hand. You know, I have Florence here. She's on the live too. She's also a part of the promo team for GT.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. So, you know, I would say, you know, I have a small team, you know, growing team.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, so I would say I have a, you know, growing team that we all, you know, come together when time need to get things done.
So let's talk about the gig then with Janet Jackson.
Yeah,
Like, tell us about it. How did that happen? Because that's, I mean, like Obi is saying, first person to take talking drum to the Western music scene. That's big. So earlier when I talked about the culture that's deeply rooted in that talking drum, the gong, right? Is spiritual. And now, you know, as a son of the soil, you're now bringing it into this culture also, merging. So that is big. It's something to be proud of. And I hope you see yourself that you're already very successful by doing that. A lot of time we make a mistake by measuring our success based on other people's expectation or based on how much we have in the bank. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like that. You have to look at, you're very wealthy based on your achievement. People that influence. That's a big one. So please talk a little bit more about how that went.
Okay. Shout out to my students. I see them. All right. So that I would say, okay. First of all, it all started from Instagram.
Okay.
And it's funny because I have to also mention this, that my first performance as Tony Ade, right? One of the things that I did at the end of my performance was that I was actually showcasing the token drum. Meanwhile, this is a club. It was Blackthorn Club in Queens. I don't know if you ever heard of it. So it's one of these clubs where they like do like showcases for up and coming artists. So think about it. So I'm in a fully American Akata environment. And I now bring out my token drum, and I was actually performing the cover to "I Feel It Coming" by The Weeknd. I feel it coming, I feel it coming. So I was performing that. So at the end of the show, at the end of my performance, I now, you know, started using the drum to say, okay, guys, this is a talking drum. It actually talks. And I was like saying, okay, I feel it coming with the drum. And the crowd was actually singing along with it and following my drum. So the reason why I have to bring that show up or that performance up is that because that was the one video that Janet Jackson's team saw, that they hit me up and said, look, we need some African percussions for this upcoming project that Janet Jackson has. So, you know, I can never forget that that performance. And I also can't forget Orbit, because Orbit was the one that actually pushed me that, look, I know you want to start your career as Tony Ade, but make sure that whatever you do, add that token drum music. You know, and it was because of that
that's big.
Janet Jackson, you know, it gave birth to Janet Jackson gig. So back to how it started, it was on Instagram. I got a DM, and the DM was from one of the production team for the music video, right? Because the music video was the first gig I did with Janet Jackson. So before we actually did the Jimmy Fallon one. So now the production team, you know, one of the reps hit me up. She said, oh, we have a Janet Jackson project coming up. So when I saw it, bro, I won't lie to you. I'm like, man, that's some spam. I didn't even believe it. I'm like, get out of here. I opened it, but I didn't even write back. No lie. I didn't even write back because I'm like, that got to be fake. Like, Janet Jackson, me? Like, from where? How? You know? So she sent me the DM on Instagram. I didn't answer. Then she went further and found me on Facebook and sent me a message again like, look, Janet Jackson has a music video coming up and we need you to take care of. I'm like, I guess this shit got to be real. So I said, okay. I responded back. And then I was actually here in DC. So I responded back. And obviously the casting happened in New York. You know, the whole production happened in New York. So she wrote back and she was like, okay, we need you tomorrow at 12 p.m. So I'm here in DC and I'm like, bro, I got off the phone, quickly Greyhound. I got a bus ticket right away. I started calling all my peoples. I was like, look, like, and it's funny because shout out to GT Afro Drum. That's another division of GT, which was the percussion team that we actually did that Janet Jackson gig together. Shout out to them because when I was putting that team together, the ones that actually did the gig with me were actually the ones that were serious. Serious in the sense that I actually reached out to a couple of musicians in New York. Like, look, I have an important gig coming up. So, and I specifically withheld the information that it was Janet Jackson just to see who's serious about this or not. Because obviously if you say Janet Jackson, oh, they're going to jump up. So all I did was say, oh, it was a big gig. Are you free? So long story short, process of elimination, I finally ended up with the last 5 guys that was actually serious. So when we were all gathered together the next day, the day of the actual first rehearsal, the dress rehearsal that we did for the music video, that's when they all found out that it was Janet Jackson. So, you know, they couldn't even believe it. It was like, oh my God. I was like, and meanwhile, a few of them are not even full-fledged African percussionists. You know, they just have small ideas, but it's because of the seriousness that I saw in them that I was like, okay, you know, we're going to do this gig together, you know? So, so like I said, so it started like that. So we did the whole gig, you know, we did the music video. That was the first thing that we did. So the music video was done, you know, we was happy we did that. But that same day, if any of the team members, if they're online now, and I saw a few of them, they're on, I told them, I said, look, we're not done with Janet Jackson. We're not done. I told them that day when we was leaving the actual video shoot for her song Made for Now, I told them, I said, we're not done with Janet Jackson. And they was like, what you mean? I said, I don't know, but that's just the feeling that I'm getting. We're not done. So anyway, so that day went by, and then I would say about maybe almost a month later, I was driving, and I got a phone call. And the guy said, oh, hey, this is Joey Harris, Janet Jackson Senior Vice President. Bro, I won't lie. I stopped the car. I'm like, wait, what's going on here? He said, this is Joey Harris, Janet Jackson's Senior Vice President. I'm calling because we want you to perform with her on the Jimmy Fallon show. Bro, I won't lie. I was like, this got to be a joke. Like, I had to literally park the car. Like, wait, did I really just get this phone call? You know, so yeah, so, you know, I got the call from her senior vice president, and, you know, pretty much she saw what we did with I mean, obviously we did the music video together, and I guess she got called to perform that same song for the music video on live on the Jimmy Fallon show. So, and I guess, you know, she loved the drums, because even that day when we was doing the music video, she kept asking, like, where's that drum from? Like, she was talking to me, because first she asked the guys, like, oh, who's the leader of the band? So everybody pointed to me, and I won't lie, bro, I'm not usually a person that gets starstruck, but at that time, I'm not gonna lie. I was dazed up for a few seconds, like, wait, is this really happening? You know? But so I could see that she had that interest, that she kept asking, like, oh, where's the drum from? What part of Africa? I was telling her Nigeria. She said, oh, what language? I was telling her Yoruba. She said, oh my God. Like, you could tell that she loved the drums. Yeah. You know, so when I got that call from her senior vice president telling me that she wanted us to perform with her, you know, I was surprised, but then I wasn't surprised, because thinking back to the video shoot, you could see the interest that she had in those African drums. Yeah. You know, so yeah, so, you know, we got the call for that, and yeah, you know, I called the same guys, but I said, guys, we're going back with Janet. We go to the Jimmy Fallon show. You know, so yeah, that's how that all happened, pretty much.
Yeah, that's huge, man. That's obviously that's a legacy forever. It's something that you can say, like all people saying, like introducing that to this part of town, to this culture on that level. Right. What I'm saying.
And I thank God, because, you know, like Obi said, like, I thank God for being in that position to be the first person to actually introduce that African drum into Western mainstream pop music. You know, like, and like you said, you know, it's something that I should definitely be, you know, grateful for and look at it as a great achievement. You know, and I do. I thank God for that. I thank God for that all the time. You know,
the video.
There's that video of that club performance. Well, it's not on YouTube, but it's actually on my Instagram page, so you can see the video.
Yeah.
But yes, sir. That's how that happened.
So let's talk about Tony Ade, right? Recorded.
The first song that I officially recorded.
Yes.
Daddy Yankee. Okay, well, yeah, Daddy Yankee was also there with So the song was Made for Now, Janet Jackson featuring Daddy Yankee. So I actually was able to perform with the two of them. So, and I actually met him too, and yeah. So Daddy Yankee too. Shout out to Ovid.
His name on his thing. You know what I mean? So like,
yeah.
There's no bigger than Daddy Yankee, really. you know, when it comes
For
to
sure,
reggae,
yeah.
you know,
Yep, definitely.
that's a blessing.
Um,
Yeah. So the
you
first
on
song,
YouTube. Yeah, the first song I officially recorded
Mhm.
is titled Solid Rock. And then that was my first official song that I recorded. And I was still in the middle of if I wanted to be a gospel artist, being that I grew up in church, you know, that it was naturally always there, or if I wanted to be outside of gospel music. So like that Solid Rock was my first song where, you know, I was still trying to figure out what I wanted to do then. So that was definitely the first official song that I recorded. Solid
Mhm.
Rock. Yeah.
All right, cool. And what year was that?
That was 2016. Yep, 2016. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then, so when did you start thinking, you know what, I'm going to work on an EP? Or was it that you started putting songs out and you decided, okay, I've got enough to do an EP? Or was that your original plan? Essentially, when you say, you know what, I'm Tony Ade, I'm going to
Right.
introduce, I'm going to work on an EP. Which one came first?
Tony Ade definitely came first. And I would say the concept of making that EP, it came from I did my first event as Tony Ade. I did a live recording listening party. I did that in Smash Studios in New York in the city. So
Okay.
yeah, so that day it was pretty much an event to bring out the kind of sound that I was planning to bring out in the future, release in the future. So you know, so that event is what led to the making of the EP.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Those who don't know, the EP is called Seraphic Alpha.
Alpha, yeah.
Pronounce it
Yeah, Seraphic, yeah. Seraphic,
Seraphic.
yeah.
Okay. Why Seraphic Alpha? What does that mean?
So pretty much Alpha, you know, meaning the head, the first, you know,
Yeah, begin.
Seraphic, right, the beginning, right. And Seraphic just has it has a background of spiritual, you know, angelic, you know, all those esoteric, you know, attributes to that name, Seraphic. So pretty much being that it was my first official full project, that's why I
Yeah.
called it the Seraphic Alpha. So pretty much like the spiritual birth of Tony Ade.
Okay. Like you being baptized into this music world.
Right. Right.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cool. So so let's talk about songs on there, right? Let's talk about I Don't Know, right? That's
Okay.
the
I don't want to know.
very first. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
want to know. So let's talk about that. I want to, you know, it's 5 songs on there. Let's talk about the concept behind each song. And if we get disconnected, we'll
Okay.
come back on. You
Come
know,
back
all
on.
right?
Okay.
So yeah, let's talk. Tell us about the record. I
Okay.
don't know.
So the first one, I don't want to know. So that song pretty much, I wrote that song in reference to one of my past relationships.
Okay.
And so pretty much the girl cheated on me. And
Okay.
I wrote the song because it was more of a, like, the title, I don't want to know. So it's like, I don't want to know if you play me, you know, kurolai me, like, basically, like, keep on going. You know, just keep
Oh,
going. Like, Koshi Malo, take your nonsense and just go. So I wrote that
okay.
song just because the experience that I had with that relationship, you know, like I said, she cheated on me. And she cheated on me with someone that I actually knew, you know, someone that was like a friend to me.
That's a different
Yeah,
level. I hope she's not on
I'm
live
telling
too,
you.
right? So I
Nah, I
can
don't
block.
think so. We know she is. You know, so that's pretty much the concept behind that song. So, you know, I don't want to know, basically, like, I don't want to know if you play me, if you're doing whatever you got to do. If you know you're not serious, just go, you know. So, yeah,
What
so
about?
that was pretty much. Meanwhile, I got to also put it out there that
Mhm.
it's funny because, crazy enough, the person that produced that song, that produced the song for me, he's
Yes.
actually the same person that she cheated on me with. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And that just goes to far. Goes
We
far
need
to
a
show you that.
that's, we need a remix for that for the
Really.
next. Yeah, you gotta hear them out.
I mean, And it's funny because I actually called his name out in the song too. Funny enough, because the verse says, if you play me, while you working, she's at home playing with Alex, and that was his name. So, but yeah, that's a long story anyway.
Now, even me, when I listen to the song now, it will give me new meaning.
Right.
It will give me to the song. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. One step away. Let's talk about One Step Away. Tell us about it.
All right. People say that's funny. Yeah. So, and just to let people know, the reason why I was able to work with that guy for the song is because, like I said, there's GT Productions, there's Tony Ade. So the GT production side is the business side, and I knew that he had what I needed for that song. So that's why I said, and I paid him for the job, and we did what we had to do. So forget about whatever happened in the past. Now let's do work. Let's do business.
Yes.
You know, which I was able to use him. And I won't lie, I did that on purpose too, so it could also add flavor to the whole story. But anyways, okay, so One Step Away, that song is it's more of a motivational song for me.
Okay.
Yeah, in the sense that, you know, one step away, meaning that, you know, every single day we wake up, we do what we got to do. We're one step away closer to reaching where we feel, where we need to be, where we ought to be. You know, reaching our destiny, reaching our purpose, reaching where, you know, reaching our level of success. We just one step away. So that's pretty much the main concept behind that song.
And who produced that One Step Away?
Oh, Mike Dada, the big boss.
Oh, well, shout out to Mike.
Nice.
And I'm glad to see, like, when I see, like, you know, you collaborated either with Flash or Indo Baba or Mike, local people that are based there is big, you know. We need to do more. Okay, what about Mojo? And he says Mojo live. Is that because, was it recorded live or why?
Yeah, we did it fully live in the studio. Like the whole band played at once. Yeah.
Man, you took it back to days, man. Like,
yeah.
that no more. Wow.
Yeah, so Mojo Joe came, honestly, that song, the spirits gave me that song. Like, the spirits gave me that song straight up and down. And the reason why I say that is because I remember I was at my cousin's house. Go ahead.
She said that.
That's your Jamaican song. But yeah, Mojo Joe literally came from the spirits. Reason being is that I was at my cousin's house here in Baltimore. He lives in Baltimore, in Maryland. And, you know, I was downstairs. He has a two-floor house. So I was on his first floor, just chilling in the living room on the couch. And out of nowhere, I kid you not, I just heard a voice in my head say, go upstairs, go on your laptop, you about to make a song. Literally, just like that. Literally, I didn't plan to do this. I didn't plan none of it. And no lie, bro, I kid you not, to this day, I've never actually completed a whole song at once like that ever, even to this day, ever since I wrote Mojo Joe. And that's why I continue to say, like, that song really came from the spirits, because when I went upstairs, I went on my laptop, first thing that came was the drum beat. I just started making a drum pattern. So I made the drum pattern on because I actually use Logic to do my productions. So I started making a drum pattern. The next, you know, the horn section, it just started coming. I recorded the horn section. The key, everything just started coming one by one, one by one, one by one. And then after that, the lyrics started coming just like that too. Mojo Joe, everything. Like, I literally finished the whole song within like from the time that I heard that voice, with, I would say about like 3, 4, 5 hours. And the whole song was done from A to Z. And that was the first and the only time till now that I've actually done that before. That's how I know that was definitely like the highest power. Yeah, straight spiritual. Straight spiritual. And the concept behind that song is just pretty much, you know, forget about what's going on, you know, in the world, the society. Forget about, you know, government corruption, you know, all the racism going on. Just love. That's all we need, is just love, you know. So we just need a Mojo Joe, you know, which means to just dance for people that don't know what, right? Just party, just have fun, you know, turn up. So that's pretty much concept behind that.
Shout out to Mike Dada. He's here with us. Mike, now we're talking about One Step Away that you work with Tony and produce. for that record. So shout out to Mike, man. Big things. But yeah,
Of course.
if you haven't heard Mojo Joe, Mojo Joe, that's a track you want to listen to, obviously, because it's a big record. It's a party. You can jam that with any other songs. You know, you can play Davido and play that record. You can play Whiskey, play. It's one of those records. That's how I feel about it.
Thank you, boss. Thank you.
Let's talk about Bukola.
Bukola, that's another heartbreaking love song. As a song, say that again.
Don't tell me she cheated on you or something.
No, so she didn't cheat, but what she did was that she just pretty much like, okay, let me tell you the story in a nutshell. We was talking. She's actually she's a celestial child. She goes to Saleh, the White Garment Church. So in White Garment churches, they tend to give a lot of like visions and and readings and stuff like that. According to what they see. So one day out the blue, she just called me one day. It was a Friday night. I'll never forget. And she just said, "Oh, I don't think this is gonna work anymore." I'm like, wait, what happened now? What's going on? Like, what did I do? She said, "Oh, well, I got a vision at church tonight, a night vigil, and they told me that, you're not the right man for me, that the right man for me is in my church." I'm like,
which pastor had that vision?
I'm telling you. Pastor, and then they said that I'm not the right one for her, but the right one for her goes to their church. Imagine.
How come?
Imagine. Right.
How come? That's
right.
Great. Wow.
So that's how that song came. So Bukola Malo, basically saying like Bukola don't go. So I wrote that song because it's like, I didn't want her to go because I was really feeling her, I was really feeling her, I thought it was gonna be something serious. Laquise, I see you.
Yeah, and he makes good records, and that's one of my jam on the EP. Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
thank you.
Every song on there is dope. Like, for putting those songs, because I know you had other songs and you selected this ones.
Right.
This is a great selection for an EP. Like, for anyone listening, and you have to skip when you listen to this EP. You can just play from the beginning to the end. And I like.
I appreciate that.
So, absolutely. So Bukola, wherever you are, you made a terrible mistake.
Yes, sir, Mike. That biggie, heavy. And that biggie, heavy. Let me also bring that out, that I got that inspiration from Davido, because Davido from the new, I would call them like the new age Afrobeats artists. He's one of the ones that I actually listen to a lot, because I guess he has a great team, a great set of producers that they just bring out nice melodious songs. So in the song, is it Assurance? Yeah, Assurance. Biggie, heavy. Yeah. So that's why I got that concept out. So I now just took it around and said, okay, biggie, heavy, ooh, and I just changed it and put it into that. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Stop the silence the oppression. Right.
Yeah. Silence the oppressor's politics.
Yes. Let's talk about that, because that's a revolutionary song, so to say. You know what I mean? It's a different level entirely. So talk about why you decided to make this, considering obviously growing up in the church, coming from that background. But what I've seen so far, musically, you're not afraid to express yourself. You know what I'm saying? As an artist, and but tell me why you decided to make this record.
Stop. So Stop came. The idea from Stop, the motivation from Stop came from actually the person that played the drums on it. He actually played drums on that song and on Mojo Joe as well. So he's actually the ex drummer to Femi Kuti, to Fela's son. So he comes from that conk Afro, upbringing. He taught and played with Fela. I mean, he taught and played with Femi for 12 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So one day, and he actually plays drums at my church here too in Maryland. So one day we finished church, and he was I was just asking him, we were just talking, just having a conversation, and he was like, "Oh, Tony, whenever you're making music, just think about what's going on in society. Think about what's going on to the people that's around you, and you would just use that to make a song." So it was that sentence that he said to me that day I just went home and I was just thinking, okay, you know, what can I use to, what song can I come up with that people here can relate in America and people back home in Nigeria can also relate? And what else but corruption? There's corruption everywhere. You know, I always tell people that America, yes, in Nigeria, the corruption is like, it's out there in the open. They don't hide it. You know, it's there. But I always let people know that, look, America is more dangerous to me in the sense that the level of corruption that they have is organized. So you would never know. Yeah, you gotta. America, you call their own organized corruption. So you would never know unless you could able to read between the lines. You know. But anyway, so that's what gave birth to that song. So pretty much, I was just thinking, okay, what song can I make? What song can I write that would be able to, that people back home and people here will be able to, you know, to connect with. So that's why, you know, and I was just thinking, okay, you know, because Fela is actually, you know, I love, like, Fela is one of my favorites, like, big time favorites. So, and I noticed that a lot of times he'll make songs, you know, where it's just like acronyms. So I was thinking, okay, how can I make a song that's, you know, made into an acronym? So, once again, the spirit just gave me the idea that, okay, you know, stop, silence the oppressor's politics. And I just ran with it. So from there, so I actually came up with the title first. And then from there, I just, you know, started writing.
Nothing but loophole, organized, package production. Are you enjoying this so far? You know, your production company, yourself. Are you enjoying it?
Oh yeah, bro. I live for this, bro. Like, I always tell people that one of my mottos behind my career is do or die for me. Like, there's no plan B. Like, I understand people always say, oh, you know, you gotta have a plan. But for me, I know that this is my calling, and I know that, you know, step by step, I'm one step away, I'm gonna get to where I need to be. You know, so definitely, like, I live for this. I live and breathe music. Yeah. Like, that's literally all I do. Now, I actually used to be, like, if you noticed earlier, I said I had some of my students on here, because I actually used to be a teacher. So I used to teach DC public schools. I used to teach. And I quit that job in 2017. And that was when I was like, you know what? I'm done with the 9-to-5s. Like, I need to focus on my music. You know, and I thank God I made that decision, because it was from then that I was able to, you know, come up with everything that's been happening ever since then. You know, so the most I would do if I'm, you know, if the gigs and the music business is a little slow, the most I would do is probably like drive lifts, or, you know, like do a little side gigs to just make some extra money. But music is full time for me. So I definitely enjoy it, bro.
Absolutely. So we have like
we
have a minute and a half, and the most like, if it cuts off, I'll just bring it back. We'll continue so we can wrap this up for you. Like, Tony, so like you've made the EP, you've done a lot of stuff with the church, you've done Janet Jackson, Daddy Yankee, a bunch of other artists, Davido, a lot of our artists, Flavour, right? Like, at the end of the day, like, what does your music, your business, what does it say about you as a person?
What does it say about me as a person?
Yes.
I would say pretty much like what I just mentioned a few minutes ago, that one thing that you would see, like, you know, like my boss is saying too in the comments, Mike, that Tony's a hard worker. All of it is been determined and consistent. I would say, honestly, that's actually the answer. That's what you would see, like, from the creation of everything that comes about, from GT to Tony Ade. You know, definitely, like, music is everything for me. Music is everything.
And after all of this pandemic, all of this is over, what is next for you? Are you gonna continue to push the EP and do some live performances? What is the next? Yes, I'm back over here. I knew we were getting ready to get disconnected. Prince Olu, what up, G? What's going on, Jay? Thanks for joining back. Tony's back with us. Alpha, I'm here, man. I'm good.
Sure.
Yeah, man. So I was just asking you, like, what's the next thing for you?
Next steps.
Pandemic and stuff. Yeah.
So pretty much, we're gonna continue pushing the EP. And actually before this pandemic is over, like real soon, we're actually working on releasing a single. So I'm gonna release another single.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
so yeah, I'm gonna release another single. And that single that I'm actually bringing out a little bit more of the Jamaican side of me in that single.
Oh,
So it's
yeah.
kind of like that reggae, dancehall,
I'm looking
Afro.
forward to seeing that.
Thank you. So,
Yeah.
so definitely releasing a single. We're gonna continue pushing Seraphic Alpha as well. And so funny enough, was actually planning to go on a mini club tour as well, but club in the sense of like live bars where they do live music, that kind
Yes.
of
Yes.
tours. We was actually setting that up before this whole pandemic,
Okay.
happened. But
Yeah.
so that's definitely there. We're gonna keep pushing the music, and then our boss Lentini. Thank you. But so yeah, we're gonna keep pushing the music, and then yeah, got a few surprises coming up, but we're not stopping. Like I said, it's do or die for me.
Do or
So yeah,
die. It's for life.
yes
The
sir.
marathon is not a quick thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Is there anybody like anybody else that's based in the States you're planning to do some more work with, or other projects or whatever the case is?
Yeah, for the most part, for sure. I know there's definitely Indo. Me and Indo, we have something coming up. Mr. Bello as well. We also gonna get something going. So yeah, a few artists like that. We're gonna try to collab and make some things happen for sure.
Perfect. All right, cool. So one more question and then we'll get into the practice up, right? What is the best advice anybody has ever given you that is helping you, or that has helped you in terms of your journey?
Um, hmm, the best advice.
It could be from your mom, it could be from Mr. Bello from church, or it could be
Right.
know, any advice, whatever, that you felt they said something to you and it kind of, it stuck to you, like, wow, I need to
Right.
step up on this. Whatever.
I would say it's a collection of different. I would say it's a collection of different advices that I was given, and I would actually have to give Mike Dada props as well, because I remember when I first started singing, I used to always ask him like, yo bro, I need some training on how can I and one thing that he used to always tell me was that just keep doing it. As you keep singing, you're gonna get better and you're gonna get better. And I've actually been seeing results from that. So I gotta, gotta shout him out to that for sure. And like I said, Orbit, were giving me that advice of always including my talking drum, African percussion in my music.
Yeah.
Then overall, just different people will always tell me to, like, don't give up. That's the main thing. Like, no matter how hard it is, how tough it might seem, just keep pushing.
Mm-hmm.
Keep, never stop. And like they say, like once you believe, you have to believe in yourself. That's the number one thing. I would say, like, that's one of the biggest advice, believing in myself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else is gonna believe in you. And if you don't believe in yourself, it definitely makes the path even more difficult, because while you're facing these challenges and yet you don't believe in yourself,
Of
it would
course.
definitely make you want to give up, because that belief in yourself has not been there. So I would say definitely, like, believing in myself is definitely one of the biggest advices that I was given. And that's from my mom, Fash, Obed, he's always advising me too, like I said, Obed is my, one of my biggest mentors. So like, he's there, he sees when I'm behind my doors crying, he knows, so like, and one of the things is just
Ododo,
give up.
I want a long time.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say just believing in yourself and never giving up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Yeah, so perfect. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited for for your next project, for the next single. Keep us posted. Whatever
Definitely.
help to do on this side, we can do that and stuff like
Thank you.
that.
I appreciate you both.
Yeah, we all support one another.
Yes, sir.
Keep the torch going, man. Keep the.
Thank you.
All right, cool. So yeah, let's do the quiz and then we'll wrap it up that way. Revolution or a military coup? What would you choose?
Revolution or
Revolution or a military coup? You know what a military coup is?
no?
That's when the military overthrown the
Okay.
government. So we wanted to take
Okay.
America now. Revolution would be like revolution of the mind, like Bob Marley said. You can talk with them and get into the head, let them understand how great they are, where they're coming from, or
Right.
organize some army, overtake the White House, overtake the Pentagon. You know what I'm saying?
I would
Africa
definitely go revolutionary.
revolution. Back then, it's a lot of military coups in Nigeria,
Right.
things like that.
Yeah.
Coup, major. Said coup.
Yeah, I would definitely go revolutionary.
All right, cool. Martin Luther King or Malcolm X?
Damn, that's a hard one. Sheesh. Honestly, it's like, damn, they both work hand in hand, man. They both work hand in hand. They both work hand in hand.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
Right. But if I want to base on like songs like my songs like Mojo Joe or like Stop, definitely Malcolm.
Malcolm and everybody.
Right.
Moji said Malcolm, Dope said Malcolm, Sa Prince Olu said Malcolm, Prince Akin said both. So today is his birthday.
Oh wow!
Shout
Okay.
out. Yeah. I feel like we don't celebrate Malcolm enough. In America. Right. Absolutely. Right. Cool. So let's take it to Nigeria. Your Obi said. So let's give it to Malcolm. It's Malcolm.
Malcolm, yeah. Malcolm, for sure. Right.
And you said for your music, there's no backup plan. It's do or die. And that's what Malcolm said, by any means necessary. Right?
Yep.
So we make it happen. So shout out to Malcolm. Take it to Nigeria. Davido or Wizkid?
I'll have to say Davido. I'll have to say Davido.
You were talking earlier. I'll just say this one. I should even just remove this one.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Wizkid is also good too. He's also a good artist. But I don't know, like I said, and then another thing too, with the producers that work on Davido's music, you can tell like they have church background. You can tell because the melodies that he comes up with, like you can relate it so much to a lot of church music. At least for me, having a church background, you can relate it. So yeah, I would definitely say Davido for sure.
Shout out to music by Seraphic. So now let's see. Since you're born in New York, let's find out if you're a New Yorker. Big or Tupac?
Biggie all day. Biggie all day. It was all a dream. Used to be Word Up magazine. Heavy DSL up in the magazine. Straight up Biggie all day.
All right, one is from you. Your favorite song on the EP, what is it?
Damn.
One song, don't 2 or 3. One song on Seraphic Alpha. What song would you? Look at Indo. Indo, I cannot block him. Can I block him on this thing? What song would you pick? I know what song.
Damn. Okay, I think if I had to choose one, it would be Mojo Joe.
Mojo Joe. Why? Why is that?
Mojo Joe because Mojo Joe is a song that if whether you're African, Nigerian, or whether you're American, you can easily relate to that song. The reason being is that it has elements of Afro beats, fela, and then it also have elements of jazz. So, you know, and that song, honestly, I enjoy performing that song live. So that's why I would actually say
that was recorded.
It's between Mojo Joe and Bukola, honestly. Because Bukola, I've made like that biggie heavy. Like I've made that like my household like intro now. Like so like, you know, people when they hear biggie heavy, you know that okay, yeah, that's Tony Ade. So it will be between the two. It'll be between the two.
All right.
What you said that you knew which one I was gonna choose. Which one did you think?
No, me. I knew which one I was gonna choose. My favorite Stop.
Stop? Okay.
I jammed that. Like I was like, wow, okay. I heard that a couple of times. Then Mojo also, just because I'm a party guy. I like to turn up. Right.
Right.
All right. So taking it back home, Femi Kuti.
Femi
or Seun Kuti.
That's another difficult one. I would say Seun, and the reason being is that Seun's music is still more fully connected to Fela's sound. You know, Femi almost as if he created his own sound, and that it's still Afrobeat, but he made his own signature. So, but when it comes to Seun, like he still has, you know, Fela's band members in his, you know, as his band, you know, so like he still keeps that Fela, like conk Fela sound. So that's what I would say. I would say Seun.
Yeah, Mr. Bello music says Seun also.
Seun,
yeah. And I've heard other people, you know, say something similar. Seun's sound is more
more Fela,
original raw Afro, Fash is saying the same.
Yeah, see, Fash editor, yeah.
All right. So, in women, makeup or natural? What do you prefer?
Natural.
Let me ask you this. The girl from I Don't Want to Know, did she wear makeup or was she natural? And Bukola also.
So it's funny because the girl from I Don't Want to Know, that was one of our big issues. She used to love, like she was naturally beautiful, which is why which is what attracted me to her. But for some reason, I guess because, you know, makeup is a thing of today and everything. So like she just loved wearing makeup. And I don't have a problem with makeup, but it's like, don't wear makeup to the point that your makeup makes you look someone different. Like, come on.
To the point that we won't recognize you, huh?
Exactly, you know. You know, so yeah, definitely more natural.
All right, traditional herbs or pharmaceutical drugs, if you needed medicine?
Traditional all day. Because even now, as we speak, bro, I don't know when last I took Tylenol or Advil, none of those. Like, the only time you would see me taking any of these pharmaceutical drugs is if I'm, like, really sick in the hospital. So at that point, it's like, okay, let me just deal with the crap. But outside of that, if I'm home, even if I have a fever, bro, I know what I got to do, and I know what I have to take, that fever will go away. You know, so definitely straight herbs, straight natural.
What do you prefer the most in your chilling time, music or movies?
Definitely music. Definitely music. Like if you come to my house, like my friends that know me, they would know. They come to my house, they be like, "Yo, Tony, you're so boring. Like you don't even have a TV." And I'm like, because I don't need a TV. What I have is what I need. My piano, my gaga, my speakers, my laptop. That's what I need.
Yeah, Bible say I go all the way. Confirm.
Yes, sir. KK. That's one of my big bros too. He's also a singer. You know, he's a great singer too.
Nice. Let's do this one for you then. Iyan or Amala?
Iyan all day. Pound the yam all day.
All right.
And pound the yam from Nigeria back home. The one that we eat here is trash, Daddy. It's trash. The one back home, you could taste.
When you in America for so long and you eating yam, you tell, I love pound the yam. And then when you go back and they pound the yam.
Pound it, yeah.
It's spiritual. It's different. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel sad when you come back to America and you go restaurant, they give you yam.
I'm telling you. And then it's crazy because it's better. The quality is better home and it's cheaper.
Yes.
And the ones that they give here is trash and there's more money.
It's not. But I like this. Light skin, dark skin.
I'm definitely dark skin. Dark skin all day.
Indo's Omokupa all the way. I know Indo. The kind of Tupac Gano. He's a Tupac Gano. He's different connection. What about the stew? What about the stew? Egusi or okra soup?
Oh nah, definitely egusi all day.
Okay. Yeah. Fashion, religion or spirituality?
Spirituality all day.
Your church may disown you. Huh? Your church may disown you, man.
I mean, hey, spirituality all day, Daddy.
Jollof fries or fada?
Jollof rice.
You people are making me hungry, man. Leave that side. You're making. You know where I live? I have to drive 1 hour before I get to the first Nigerian restaurant.
Wow.
You know, leave that side. But this has been fun, man.
Yes,
thank
sir.
you for making this happen. You know, I'm so proud of you, and like now that I even know more, I'm even more intrigued and even proud of people like yourself. You know, that just like, you know, like Fash was born in America. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And don't realize is that a lot of people that are born here or that grew up here, spent so many years, it's very easy for you to just say, forget back home, forget Africa. I'm an African American now. You know what I'm saying? Some people, they will have nothing to do with the culture. They will have nothing to do with the music. I've been to a Nigerian restaurant and I see a man, a Nigerian guy that came there with his white girlfriend. And this white girlfriend washed her hand and was eating panayam. And this fork and knife, struggling with panayam. Like, God, you know what I'm saying? You carry the culture and you're learning and you're now transforming it through music. It's big, it's deep. It's like you said, you make Mojo, how the music came to you. There's a huge spirituality that's attached to this. So I'm just glad you're doing it. And, you know, anything that we can do to support, we're going to continue doing that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, let's keep the fight.
Thank you for having me too on the show, man. I really appreciate
that. Absolutely. I'm going to pop it up, have it on the gram, on Facebook, on YouTube, on UDR audio. So our 50,000 listeners every week, every month can also. So I'm excited about that. Indo,
thank you, bro.
The New Yorker. Don't
come on, bro. Don't, Indo, you know better. Indo, New York all day.
He's a New Yorker. Let's just leave that side.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. So appreciate it. Shout out to Mike. You know, always everybody, Fash, everybody that tuned in. Shout out to Dope, my love. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mama. Thank you for joining. Look at Jamsey, late comer. We say 7 o'clock. She's just tuning in right now.
8:21.
So thank you.
African time.
Yeah. All right, brother. You be easy, okay?
Thank you, bro. Stay safe out there, man.
All right, you too. Yes. Oops. Yeah, thank you, everyone, you know, for hanging with us, rocking with us today. I had so much fun. And, you know, we have to continue to support the talent that we have that are based in America, because it's not everybody that have to go back to Africa to be successful. So whatever support we can do for them, whether they're doing shows, they're performing somewhere, or they release music. Nowadays, it's cheap. You can pay monthly. Just stream the music. That's it. Stream the music. Play the music. Play to other people, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So let's do that to support them. You know, yes, everybody be safe. God bless you all. Yeah, catch the replay. Madam Late Comer. Hey, Shegon. I do low. All right, brother. Nice one. Nice one, Bablo. Thank you so much.